They say that natural forces are the purest form of healers for any disease. So did the father of modern medicine, Hippocrates. Well, that is very much true for anyone who is suffering from a chronic disease without any cure. And yes, for them, the true healers, the natural healers, are the only option left because they don't have a cure. But the question is, who are those people? And more importantly, there is a segment of these people, those who are not even motivated to live, whose natural forces are somewhere shattered by the standards of perfection built by you and me, or should I collectively say, the society. With this, I've left you with a lot of questions, and yes, in this talk, we'll answer each one of them. But yes, before moving on to that, a very favorite actor of mine, he's a Hollywood actor, Matt Damon, he said, you cannot solve poverty without solving water and sanitation. I love that. So I made one of my own that said, you cannot truly empower a woman without solving her health problems. And by health, I don't mean facilities, infrastructures, I mean the mental health. So from natural healing to mental health, the talk twisted, but each answer will be given by me right now. Because this talk is all about changing perceptions, perspectives. This talk is about breakthrough. This talk is about breaking through the barriers that is actually stopping women from actually being truly empowered. Now, previously as I said, there is a section of society, they're natural healers, yes, they're being killed. So who are those people? What is the number of those people? As of now, when we are speaking, when we are having this talk, 1 out of every 10 women is getting diagnosed with PCOS. That is short for polycystic ovarian syndrome. Now that is commonly called a medical condition. A medical condition in which a female faces irregular or no menses at all. She also abnormally have high level of male hormones. Don't worry, I'm not going to make it a biological class. I'm going to make it a class on humanity. You know why? Let me brief you with a 17-year-old girl's story. Why 17? Because that's when a girl hits puberty in India. So she's born, she's brought up, she reaches 17, she has her first menstrual cycle. Years down the lane, she observes she's gaining weight. Now the people are calling her obese and fat. This is not the end of the story. She's having body hair on her face. Now people are calling her a manly girl. She's having acne on her face, oily skin. Now people have finally labeled her as ugly. She's alone. Nobody wants to be her friend. Because yes, of course, we look with our eyes. We have shut down our hearts and sensitivity. Somehow that girl learns to live alone. And somehow her parents get her married. Now she is married. 5 years down her marriage, she's not able to give a baby. So finally she's kicked out of her husband's house. Now in this case, she goes back to the place where she was brought up, to the place she once used to call home. Her father wouldn't take her back because sheltering a married girl would become a matter of family pride. And no, we don't do that in Indian societies. She's abandoned, she's there. She's in her 40s and now, yes, menopause kicks in. Not only that, with that kicks in cancer, mental health issues, UTIs, and God knows what. But how does this story of a 17-year-old girl affects you and me? Most importantly, the male sitting in this room. Because girls will eventually talk about the girl's problem within the four walls with the gynecologist. And I tell you, don't do this gynecologist girl talks before marriage because then you will be ripped off your respect. They won't ask you, how is it happening? They'll question your integrity. The lack of awareness has resulted into what I'm going to quote as a fact. 6% of female that are facing this problem, yes, they are more in rural areas than that of urban area. It's not about the infrastructure or pointing fingers at the government. It's about the basic sensitivity. As I earlier said, this is not a biological class, it's a mental class. Just giving you an illustration how a girl feels when she is literally ripped off on the basis of perfection standards. Because girls are expected to have flawless skin. No, they cannot have black areas around their neck because she's not hygienic. No, because she has PCOS. And that is making her infertile. That is causing plenty of problems that we are not even addressing. This problem needs to be addressed. You know why? Because that 17-year-old girl, yes, that girl in the story, years down the lane will be your daughter, will be your sister. And when you'll go back home, you'll have a female crying there. You know what, Papa? Nobody's talking to me. You know what, Bhaiya? That guy, he's not talking to me. They're labeling me as lazy, fat girl. Why do we do this? Why? Think it over. Because you and me, we make the society. We are inheriting these problems and we are going to give it again to the generations that are going to come forward. If not for the sake of society, do it for the sake of your loved ones. Because as I said, that 17-year-old girl, the stranger we are talking about right now, yes, she can be your daughter, she can be your sister. Or maybe the girl sitting right next to you. Thank you.